different prep lists of produce prep that's where everything because produce needs to be isolated from everything else.
Hello, Mr. Knife Fanatic here. Have another knife for you guys. This is the Tsutomu Kajihara 210mm Gyuto. Mr. Kajihara is 64 years old and he is from Tosa, Japan. I'll give you a little bit of information about this knife. This blade core is Aogami number 2 or blue paper number 2. It's hardened to 62 Rockwell, clad in a nice Damascus. As you can see, this is a stainless Damascus, not very reactive. And I took a few measurements on the knife. At the thickness of the spine here, we have about 3 millimeters. Right over the heel. It is rather thick. A lot of these handmade, hand-hammered Japanese knives do tend to come right out of the tang kind of thick, but that's really good. Gives you a lot of stability when you're cutting. Tapers down to about 2.5 millimeters and holes 2.5 millimeters throughout the length here, and then you get a nice distal taper towards the tip. Alrighty, and our height over the heel, let's get you right at almost, let's see, 48 millimeters over the heel. So nice knuckle clearance off the board, no matter how you hold it. The grind of the knife, I checked it out a little bit, and you have a slight hollow grind here along the face, which actually kind of helps in a little bit of weight reduction. And then you get a nice convex that starts right here and helps push food off the edge. It is fairly non-stick. I have a couple of potatoes today to cut up to see about sticking. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and weigh the knife for you. There we go. Zero it out. 189 grams. That is a little bit on the heavy side for a 210mm Gyuto for a Japanese knife, but I believe it aids in cutting a whole lot. Really gets through vegetables a lot easier. It is very blade heavy. Well, not very blade heavy compared to the Kiritsuki we were looking at the other day, but there we go. The handle is ebony ferrule, rosewood, D-shaped. Fairly comfortable. This is only good for right-hand users, really. I'm sure you can ask Mark about Isaiah possibly doing a new handle for you. The pictures on the website actually show an octagon handle, so go ahead and make sure to drop Mark a line and ask about that. There we go. What else haven't we covered? I think that's about it. Just to show you, right before the video, I sharpened on a Shapton 4000. I only touched the edge up. It has been the factory edge for quite a while. I haven't really sharpened it. Haven't had the need to sharpen it. It's holding a great edge. So we're going to do something a little extra today. Show you how it cuts a paper towel before and after all the cutting routine we're about to go through. Well, let's go ahead and single ply paper towel, and it cleanly pulls through this. No problem at all. No tearing. That's a very nice 4000 grit refined edge. They'll shave hair with no problem. So we're going to put this aside and use it after all the cutting's done. Alright, everything's out the way. We'll start with an onion. Here we go. No problem going through. Convex grind slides through very nice. They got it to a 0 grind before you put the edge on there, and it was very nicely done convex. Let's see if the camera can pick that up real fast. It does get very thin behind the edge, and it has a lot of weight behind it, and that aids in chopping. That's why we're able to get through. It looks effortless when I'm cutting because it really is. Blade heavy is a very good thing for this. Here we go. Chop through this. No problem at all. Get rid of that. Let's do a little something different. I know I could dice this. Let's julienne it for you. This is quite a thick one too, so this is going to tell you a little bit about wedging. If it's going to occur, may occur on a little bit taller of an onion here. So let's see what happens. Really no wedging. I went through that pretty easy. No arguments here. That's all we have left. Well, 4,000 grit edge really gets through there a lot. I am a big fan of leaving some toothiness. I tend not to take my own personal kitchen knives above 8,000 grit. It just tends to work a little bit better for vegetable prep. And I'm a big personal fan of a 4,000 grit edge on carbon steels like 52100, Blue No. 2 Aogami Super. Just a personal thing there. So yeah, we'll do the carrot now. So let's see. You can see the convex grind pushes the carrot away from the edge. No sticking there, and sails right through. Very good grind. Mr. Kajihara obviously knows how to grind a knife. He's 64 years old. This is a very nice blade. Alright, let's see how we can do a little mini brunoise. Square that up a little nicer. Let's see. There we go. Take our time here. Well, let's see. Let's do one little push it. Let's see how thin we can get. There we go. Not bad at all. If you see, we do have, this is a fairly flat blade, very good for push cutters. You can see the rocking action. I'll use a little bit of rocking on the celery. Show you how it gets through like that. So. Very stiff spine, good control, there's no flex in this. I love, you know, you can see how easy it is to control through these straight cuts here. This thing cuts like a dream. Very nice. Not too bad. We'll get through little speed chopping here for you. I know, sometimes you'll like to see that. I'm not going to go as fast as I can. I would not normally damage the edge this much if I was prepping in the kitchen. Well, you can see it, that's not necessarily wedging at all. That's still going through pretty easy. I'm not using very much force there, so we can use all that. Why not? Alrighty, on the celery. Weight of the blade basically drops through it. No problem at all there. Very good grind. The more and more you'll learn, grind has so much to do with how the knife is going to perform. You can see there, it did stick a little bit right there. Sometimes these celery stalks, they will tend to push in, and I'll wedge a knife that's a little bit thick up here. I'm not going to say it's definitely not thick behind the edge at all, but as you get up closer to where it starts to get the hollow grind there, thickens a little bit. Not really a whole lot you can do that. Almost any knife is going to stick on a celery stalk like that. I challenge you to find a knife that doesn't stick at all like that. So, depends on the celery, depends on the person, I guess, eh? So we'll show you a few rock cuts. I'm going to space these out so we can get some more action out of it. You know, you're sitting on YouTube watching this. No problem there. We go ahead and pinch grip up on it like this. I know most people pinch grip. I tend not to. I like to feel the weight of the blade more. problem. Do a little chop like that. And we'll go ahead and chop with the tip of this knife. It's definitely going to have some weight up front. Get through this, no problem. See, we have almost a sweet spot up here also. Not really missing the celery too much there. No problem if you want to go like that too. Use the entire blade, huh? Now keep in mind, I am chopping for a reason. We're trying to see what type of edge life we have. I'm going to try the paper towel after all said and done. Now let's see how non-stick she is. A little bit of a stick right there. It actually, if you can see where the potato went, kind of glued itself to the hollow grind. I guess a really tall ingredient, you may not, no problem there. That's going to be a freak occurrence. A potato will glue itself to just about any blade, no matter how well it's ground. Sometimes it does happen. So, can we do detail work with it? Absolutely. If it's thin enough behind the edge and they ground it properly, as Mr. Kajihara has, no problem here at all. Can't argue with that. Good as a peeler, right? Just give it a little chop, huh? Potato chips. There we go. Alright, I think that's about it. Let's go ahead and get our paper towel back and see what type of edge we still have. Let me see. Oh, whew, wow. Yeah, no problem there. Check this out. Compared to our first cut, we're still cutting just as clean.